governor's convoy. Tonight pays tribute in remembrance of soldiers killed in line of duty as world marks Armed Forces Remembrance Day. On the foreign scene, Israel and Hamas reached ceasefire deal to end 15 months of war in Gaza. Good evening, this is News at 7 on Western Spring Television. I am Timitope Ajijolaoluwaola. Gunshots disrupted the Edo State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal, which began hearing on Wednesday in Benin City, the state capital. Hoodlums were also reportedly seen outside the turbocharged venue of the tribunal where gunshots rent the air, leaving people to scamper for safety. The tribunal had commenced hearing on the petitions challenging the September 2021-2024 Edo governorship election, when Monday Okpebholo of the All Progressives Congress (APC) was declared as the winner. The main challenger at the tribunal is Aswe Ighodalo of the People's Democratic Party (PDP). The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) had declared Okpebholo winner of the poll with 291,667 votes. Ighodalo was said to have polled 247,274 votes, while Olumide Akpata of the Labour Party came a distant third in the race with 22,763 votes. And while the PDP and the APC in the South-South state have traded words over the shooting incident at the tribunal venue, APC chairman of the state, Emperor Jarrett Tanebe, alleged that the disturbing and unacceptable incident was carried out by members of the PDP. However, chairman of the Edo PDP Caretaker Committee, Anthony Aziegbemi, refuted the claims of the APC, accusing the party of sponsoring thugs to disrupt the tribunal. Protesting students of the Moshood Abiola Polytechnic, Mapoli, Abeokuta, Ogun State on Wednesday attacked the convoy of the Deputy Governor, Noimot Salako Yedele. It was gathered that the angry students attacked the convoy of Salako Yedele, who was on her way to the 35 Artillery Brigade, Alabama, Abeokuta, to represent the state governor, Dakbo Abiodun, at the reception marking the 2025 Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebrations. According to reports, the students damaged some of the security vehicles of the deputy governor, while some of the security operatives were also hurt in the process of maintaining law and order. A special advisor to the Governor of Information and Strategy, Kayode Akinmade, confirmed the attack in a statement in Abeokuta. According to Akinmade, the irate students, who were armed with sticks and other dangerous projectiles, attacked the deputy governor's convoy, despite all efforts of security operatives to placate them. The management of Mapoli had on Monday announced the indefinite closure of the school following student protest over the decision to verify national diploma results from their previous institutions. The head of the Public Relations Department of the state-owned polytechnics, Yemi Ajibola, said the authority of the school decided to verify national diploma results obtained by their students from their former schools to combat the menace of fake results. Justice Ekerete Alan of the Federal High Court, Abuja, has admitted the detained singer Darlington Achapo, popularly known as Speed Darlington, to a 20 million naira bail with one shorty in like sum. Justice Akpan gave the order in a ruling on the singer's bail application moved by his lawyer, Marshal Abubakar, after he pleaded not guilty to a 2-count charge bordering on alleged cybercrime. The judge who ordered Speed Darlington to deposit his international passport directed the shorty and the defendant to also submit their 2 recent passport photographs with the court registrar. He consequently ordered Speed Darlington to be remanded in Kuje Correctional Center pending the perfection of his bail conditions. The Inspector General of Police had, in the amended charge, sued Speed Darlington to court for cybercrime offenses. To security, the air component of Operation Hadinkai has announced an immediate ban on the use of drones, also known as unmanned aerial vehicles, across the northeast region citing serious security concerns. Air Commodore UU Idris, the air component commander of Operation Hadinkai, issued the directive on Wednesday, stressing that unauthorized drone operations in Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa states pose significant threats to safety and security. Idris expressed concern over the proliferation of drones for domestic and commercial purposes, including their use by government agencies and private individuals without proper authorization from the air component. According to the commander, non-state actors have increasingly employed drones against military targets and critical national infrastructure, a trend that has been observed globally. He cited a recent incident on January 7, 2025, when a drone was discovered during a routine security check on a passenger traveling aboard an NGO flight from Maiduguri to Mungunu. The Nigerian Senate has written an emotional tribute in remembrance of soldiers killed in the line of duty as the world marks the Armed Forces Remembrance Day. A statement signed by the Chairman Senate Committee on Army, Abdulaziz Yaradua, on Wednesday describes the military sacrifices for the defense of the country as selfless. In the statement, the Senate commended serving officers and soldiers who are currently maintaining the peace and ensuring that the nation is secured and safe from internal and external aggression. The Senate also stressed the importance of unity, patriotism, and selflessness. In a video posted on X platform on Wednesday, the Nigerian Army also paid tribute to the fallen heroes, including late Chief of Army Staff Tariq Lagbaja, who passed on last year after brief illness. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has commanded the security agencies in the state for maintaining peace and keeping the state safe for economic activities to thrive. The governor stated this at the grand finale of the 2025 Armed Forces Remembrance Day, held at the Remembrance Arcade, Government House, Agodi, Ibadan. Governor Makinde, while addressing journalists at the end of the event, expressed appreciation to the officers and men of the armed forces for their dedication and for securing the state. The governor assured that his administration would continue to remember and support the named soldiers, widows, orphans, and other defendants of the fallen heroes because they paid the price to keep the country safe and secure. Governor Makinde also presented a brand new car to the Pioneer Director of Operations, Federal Road Safety Corps, Rasaki Salawu, for his support and immense contributions to Oyo State government through the Oyo State Road Traffic Management Authority. Nigerians have been urged to get more involved in the country's electoral process towards strengthening democracy. This was stated at an event organized by the Forum of Retired Directors General, General Managers, Executive Secretaries, and Program Managers from the Oyo State Public Service. Here is the report.
It was a gathering of retired Director Generals, General Managers, Executive Secretaries, and Program Managers from the Osun State Public Service at their 2025 New Year party. Held under their forum, the event, which brought the retirees together, featured a lecture entitled 25 Years of Nigeria's Democracy, The Gains, the Pains, and Their Harmonization, which was delivered by former INEC National Commissioner for the Southwest, Professor Layi Olurode. In his lecture, Professor Olurode said Nigerians are not yet ready to invest heavily in the democratization project and urged better participation in the electoral process.
Get registered to vote. You stay away from the polling unit. You stay away from the campaign. You don't even have the constitution, the manifesto of political parties. You cannot even educate people on making choices between the competing political parties. You have no standard. You cannot be heard at all. You just end up in lamentation. And meanwhile, lamenting on your own, which is a lonely thing or a collective thing, will not change the conditions of your country. The only way you can change the narrative is to get involved. My message is that let everybody, every one of us, including the journalists, the engineers, the social scientists, the media practitioners, get involved in your community. Try to influence opinions in terms of democratization. Let's see it as part of our everyday experience.
The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Cooperation and Empowerment, Osun State, Mr. Olugbenga Fadele, who delivered a goodwill message on behalf of Osun State Head of Service, Mr. Akinleye Aino, commended the impact of the retirees.
Each one of you here present at one time or the other been at the helm of affairs of different agencies of government in our dear state and approving your commitments to the well-being of the state by your unreserved patriotism, doggedness, and loyalty. Hence, the progress we witness in the state today can only be the progress that we are witnessing in the state today. The state can only be as developed as the kind of people that are in its service, because no state can develop beyond the level of development of its public service. You have given your best to Osun State during your active service years, and that is the reason why this forum still exists.
In an interview, President of the Forum, Evangelist Isaac Aderiola Adeleke, said the gathering enabled the retirees to listen to contemporary issues in the country and how to make valuable contribution.
You see, the forum is made up of retired top civil servants, and we meet 6 times in a year, and one time in a year like this we gather together, and we felt to come and gather and then eat and go, we need somebody to speak to us, to talk on a topic where we can all discuss and be thinking of for some time to come. So that is the main reason, is that we want to talk out, listen to some of the things that contemporary things that are happening, make our own personal contributions, and see where we can make further contributions even as retirees in future.
The event was attended by top civil servants, heads of media organizations in the state, and spouses of members of the Forum of Retired Chief Executives of Osun State Government Parastatals.
Moving on, President Bola Tinubu assured a global audience Wednesday in the United Arab Emirates that Nigeria is ready to work with other nations to build a resilient, equitable, and sustainable world for all. President Tinubu spoke on the second day of the 2025 Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week on the theme, From Climate Imperatives into Economic Prosperity. Bridging Africa with the Global Energy Future. The president declared that no single nation can walk the road to sustainability alone, stressing that global interconnectedness demands collective action, knowledge, sharing, and mutual support. Reiterating his administration's commitment to reducing carbon emissions, President Tinubu assured the audience that the Nigerian government had developed actionable programs in line with global expectations, bearing in mind Nigeria's economic and political expectations. He added that Nigeria is developing infrastructure for the widespread use of compressed natural gas, CNG, and electric vehicles, and harnessing the potential and solid minerals to support the green energy transition. In other news, the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, Kano Zone, has raised questions over the Nigeria Tax Bill 2024, describing it as a clandestine move by the federal government to abolish the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TETFund. The union argues that it will reverse decades of progress in Nigerian public tertiary education. Addressing journalists in Kano, the zonal coordinator of ASUU, Abdul Kadir Muhammad, expressed grave concerns about Section 59, subsection 3 of the proposed bill, which outlines a phased reduction of TETFund's funding until it receives zero allocation by 2030. Muhammad reminded stakeholders of TETFund's origin as the Education Trust Fund, established in 1993, following ASUU's recommendations during the Babangida regime. He said the fund was created to address the chronic underfunding of Nigeria's tertiary education sector. The ASUU Kano Zone lamented that the proposed bill would channel only 50% of the development levy to TETFund in 2025 and 2026, while the remaining percentage would be split among other agencies, including the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NALFund. It added that by 2030, TETFund would receive no allocation at all. The Nigerians and Diaspora Commission, NIDCAM, on Wednesday dismissed a proposal to impose a $500 bill on Nigerians and tourists returning home during the festive season. The proposal submitted by Nigerian socialite Dokun Olumofi to President Bola Tinubu suggested the tax be applied between November and January to boost revenue. In a statement by NIDCAM's Director of Media, Public Relations and Protocols, Abdul Rahman Balogun, the Commission criticized the idea as exploitative and detrimental to diaspora engagement efforts. NIDCAM argued that such a tax would discourage diasporans from visiting, reconnecting with their homeland, and contributing to the economy. Citing the significant economic contributions from the Nigerian diaspora, including record remittances in 2024 and the 54 billion naira revenue generated by Lagos hotels during December, NIDCAM noted that taxing returnees would undermine these benefits. Instead, the Commission asked the government to focus on creating an enabling environment that fosters tourism and investment. The Osun State chapter of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has been thrown into mourning following the death of its councillorship candidate for Ward 1, Oloba Atakpara, at the North, Dauda Nurain. Nurain, who was set to contest in the February 22 local government election, passed away on Tuesday after a brief illness. His death was announced in a Facebook post by the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor, Bureau of Social Services, Akitunde Sharif. In his tribute, Sharif expressed shock and sorrow over Nurain's passing. The PDP spokesperson in Osun State, Oladile Bamiji, also meant Nurain's demise. You're watching news at 7 Western Spring Television. Still to come, Governor of Ondo State, Lucky Ayedatiwa, approves dissolution of State Executive Council with immediate effect. We will bring you more on this when we return.